Talking to Terrorists is a play from the British playwright. He conducted several interviews with former members of terrorist organizations such as IRA, PKK and such, and victims of the terrorist acts, and some politicians who had deal with either on diplomatic level or with victims of those acts. And play put together based on those real words.
Basically, they go into whatever subject matter they want to pertain. In this, we want to talk about terrorism and terrorists. And they go in, they have actual interviews from those people. So they go and, like, here we have an interview from an IRA member. And they would go and actually take word for word what they've said, and then you put it into this book. And there is bias attached to it because it is how the interviews are arranged to kind of tell the story they want. But these are real live people, and through this process we've had to do the research and find our person and their life and what they went through and actually identify with them. It's real life stories from human beings who went through this kind of trauma.
It's a play about terror, about war on terror, and about a division of people around this issue. Who are terrorists? Are they criminals or freedom fighters? Where that boundary you willing to cross in order to defend your idea, your family in many ways, right? How to defy evil when you have to.
I don't think that it's really told very often that, yes, we are in a war society and we are going and sticking up for our country, but so are they. You know, so are sometimes the people that we're fighting, or these wars and genocide happening in other parts of the world that we never hear about on our news. We hear about what celebrities are breaking up, and we hear about just these very minor things in the big retrospect.
This experience has been completely different to others because this one is a really serious topic. It's about terrorism and the experience of the people that have done it and that also have been victims of terrorism, and their circumstances, their way of life, how they have developed and how that have impacted their lives.
I've never done docudrama acting before. And you do embody that character, but in the same end, it's kind of, you're just a sounding board. You're just trying to tell their story out into the community. So you are trying to take on that role, but there should also be that separation between the two. So that part has been a new experience for me. And also the whole last week, our first week of rehearsals, which is really intense. We were digging through our own past trauma and trying to be able to relate to these characters on different levels and just grow as an ensemble.
I think audience will be faced with fact that they don't know much about people who they bluntly call terrorists. I think they will go away with understanding that violence from both sides is inappropriate and lead to nowhere.
This show does talk about 9/11 a little bit, but also terror all over the world. And when it happens in your own backyard, it does break your heart and shake your world. But that these events happen in people's backyards all over the world. And we like to think of, as Americans, we are bulletproof and we are so strong, but we're also human beings, and kind of open people's eyes to human suffering is a travesty and it's terrible, and that these things have happened all over the world and it's equally terrible for everybody.